And it is Shawn with Gem Collectors with Shawn. And let's see, where do I start? I don't have any helium left in my balloon, so I can't give you that sound anymore. I do apologize. And let me tell you, the show's editor, Uriel, which I'd like to give everyone credit, and Latif is here. Asif, actually, of course, by the time you see this, he won't be, but currently at the moment, he is doing a show with Mike as kind of helping out, hosting some. So lots going on right here and now. Again, apologize for the, I guess it was the speed of the audio or something that made me sound like that, but thanks to Uriel pulling it and fixing it and reloading it back, it all is sound normal, thank goodness. And he assured me that he was going to had a system in place where that wouldn't happen again. So, but that was the first time out of all the issues, 368 shows, that has happened. So lots of forgiving always happens here at Gem Shopping. And as that's just another one of those things that's, that can happen to any of us, even worse, right? Okay, let's get going. I have a trivia winner. I have lots of neat things. And we did a What Am I for the trivia, which is where we put specimens out for everyone to say what they are. Now, I have to admit, I wanted to make this one a little bit easier, and I think it was by the answers. We did have someone with a perfect score. So, as I did last time, I'm going to go through with just the answers, and then we will go through, I have them set back up, and find out who got a 100. Let's go and start with Mr. Anthony in Massachusetts. Hello, all. I really enjoy What Am I? Yeah, we're going to do that more. We're going to do that more. But I want more of you to participate. You know, if you wanted to think of it as guesses, then do guesses. I don't consider anything as a guess. They are answers. And in this set of 7 pieces, you know, if 1 or 2 is wonderful. If you got none, it's wonderful. If you continue to watch the show and care to learn and grow from there, in time, it'll be more. Kind of like those commercials for your credit score, you know? If you just keep doing and learning, your credit score improves, as will the number that you get right on the What Am I, which goes to show you, last time we did it, we had 2 that got 8 out of 9, which is phenomenal. And they were Penny and Barbara. And I can say this, now Barbara seems always to have been, since she's been very knowledgeable, she watches all the podcasts, she reads a lot, and is always one to look up something she doesn't understand as well. Well, let me tell you, years ago, and I'm talking about prior to this podcast, Miss Penny in Quebec, she started off as a rock pup, pretty much. And boy, Miss Penny, I can congratulate you on your level of knowledge for getting 8 out of 9 of those, and they were hard ones, correct, was a phenomenal, phenomenal job. And that's why I couldn't let the toss of a coin, so to speak, when there were 2 of you that had 8 out of 9 answers correct, because both of you deserved to win something, a prize. And that's why I gave away a diamond necklace to each of you. It was well deserved. So let's continue. I have a lot to do today, so let's see if I can zip a little bit of this. Oh, by the way, just to let everyone know that, yes, I have dental insurance in place, and it has been seasoning, so to speak, you know, where they give you a period of time that has to pass before you can get the discounts, the greater discounts on it. So hopefully that time will speed up, so to speak, so where I can afford to have something done here. And, you know, it's a tough toss-up. Tractor fun, tooth fun. I tell you what, if you had it, you know, it's just a battle of the pennies at this point. But I got to admit, tractor fun is going to win out. Yeah, you know, I still got one of these left. You know, when I first heard that, because I first heard it and found out about the voice audio sounding like I'd breathed helium, I first thought, oh no, you know, did missing all my teeth make me sound like that? But no, of course not. Now one more just might. But anyway, just to know that I'm setting up a GoFundMe page for Shawn's. Just kidding. The thought did cross my mind. Everybody else does, you know. It's like, Kelly, this is a good reason, you know, worthy cause. All right. So, but the tractor would be a worthier one. My son though, oh no, Dad, no, your health is more important, you know. I say, no, my tractor, because I don't know how long I'm going to live, and you know, I need the tractor now so I can enjoy it while, you know, yeah. So, okay, we'll see how that argument goes. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Hello. Okay, so Mr. Anthony, so here we go on answering the questions of the what am I. So he says, number 1, silver sheen obsidian, galena, nephrite jade. Number 4, not sure, but going with prehnite. That was the one that I was trying to trip everybody up on, actually. That was the one. So we'll see how everybody else does. Just keep in mind, listen for the answers to number 4. Number 5, chrysoprase, even gets the country of origin right. That is correct on number 5. Number 6, geode. I remember you saying once you remembered it well. Then with the agate around it, referring to it as Botswana, which that was just for extra credit, so nothing held against you there. A Botswana banded agate, but you'll remember once I say it, because it looks like what the word is I use, plume agate. And if you ever actually look at what they officially designate as plume agate, it looks like plumes, as does the agate formations around the edge. I don't think that that's the official name for what it is, but it certainly, if I was to give an adjective to the type of agate for using only what it looks like, you know, like Dalmatian jasper kind of thing. Well, when you look at that type of jasper, it looks like good Dalmatian. So, you know, I like names that give information. As so the type of agate, calling it plume agate, is effective for me for information. Number 7, that was a difficult one. Number 7 was a difficult one I put up there because it didn't have a particular crystal form, even though it crystallizes beautifully. Mr. Anthony's answer was fluorite. Let's see how he does later. Eyes down. Miss Gabby says, a big hello to my GSN family. Lots of goodies in today's show. Scored the Apatite Aqua thumbnail. I was wondering if anyone who would admit to getting that, because that was one of my faves. One of my faves as a thumbnail. Because the pink apatite, for one thing, is a nice shape to the crystal, as is the aqua, as is the mica. But the fluorescence on the apatite is just a beautiful, strong orange, and I really like that. So scored the aqua apatite thumbnail. The 100-carat ruby crystal, that was that really, really nice form and color on that crystal. The hessonite pectolite piece, wow, that was amazing because of the pectolite, and quite unique and a difficult to find specimen from the Jeffrey mine. So a great garnet item. And a few animals for my rock menagerie. We're going to show a few more today as we get time. Okay, so let's see. Trivia, experienced a little deja vu with this one. Okay, so meaning that she saw some, not say the exact specimens, because I don't think there really was any exact ones I featured before, but ones similar to maybe ones I had shown before, like the geode. So, Miss Gabby says, obsidian, galena, nephrite, prehnite, That's the number 4 one. I said is going to be the one that could trip people up. Number 5, chrysoprase, geode with plume agate, getting the extra credit, and fluorite for the last one. Okay. Here's a pic of the Persian demantoids I mentioned. The larger is 5 millimeter and the small one's 3 millimeter. Of course, they're prettier in person, but this isn't a bad pic. Best to you all, as always, Miss Gabby. I wish I could show the picture of the 3 Persian demantoids that she has. They are beautiful. And personally, I think some of the finest color, when you look at it, at least from a crystal perspective, of demantoids, believe it or not. And if you haven't seen them, go to mindat.org and look up Italian demantoids or the Persian, which is Iran, demantoids. And look at the color of some of the crystals. They are phenomenal, looking very much like uvarovite. By the way, I came across the Raven's uvarovite. You remember, that's the only garnet in my collection that I have never had a large crystal specimen of. And this is one in matrix. And it is from Outokumpu, Finland. And I don't think she could have found it. I just came across it, looking for other things. So I put it to where, I know where it is. And of course, she hid it, so thinking I would sell. I would never sell anything. The story behind it, of course, is really cute. And I'll tell it another day of how she beat me out of it. Basically, I'll tell the story because I already started. All right, so we go to this small gem and mineral show. There's this one guy, and he's got this one little chair with one little table with one little strong box he opened up and put out maybe 30 to 50 what looked like, they weren't even in perky boxes, but they were in boxes that had a lid, and they were the specimens up. I don't know how she did it, but the Raven, just like a bird, Raven would be more than a piece of corn, probably something a little meatier, went straight to what to me was the most desirable item he had. And how or why, and she even knew to go right to the uvarovite to this day. But I stepped in. I was right there at the same moment. Okay, she had her hand on it. So I start the conversation because she's never good at negotiating. When, I told you before, she was spoiled when she was young and a trust fund baby and all that. And when it came to cars, her mom had to leave her behind or just, get her out of the salesman's office when it came time to dealing. So she found out what kind of car that Raven would want. Raven is one of those that she'd be sitting there just like, excited, like, Mom, I just love that beautiful red convertible. I hope no one else buys it while you're sitting here. I just want it so bad, Mom. As the salesman is sitting there, before Mom's even negotiated anything, that's the kind of, client Raven is when she sees something that she likes. She could never play poker. Nope. Yeah. So, while I'm negotiating with the guy that had a decent fair price, and he's telling the story, which is fascinating, the provenance of it, of how it was given to him from a mine manager because of this other unrelated deal that was so I won't go into that part, but while I'm doing that and I'm trying to get him to come off the price, Raven just whips out the money for it, plunks it down, and he said, "Thank you very much, ma'am. I hope you enjoy your specimen." And with that, I was just swooped right out from under me with almost the wings of an eagle on the black color of the Raven, taking away one of the most beautiful dodecahedral. Half of the crystal is exposed in a matrix specimen. And I saw it again for the first time. Ever since like then, I haven't And there's actually 2 other crystals in the piece. It is, because of the chrome in it, one of the most exciting green colors you can imagine. All right, that's my tale. And, so the only other uvaribites, remember, we see are on the chromite. Remember, so uvaribite being chromium. It's on chromite, which is chromium ore. And it's all those little druzy crystals, which are a beautiful color. But Miss Barbara has a great specimen with a type locality rare mineral that is found with the ones coming from Siberia as well. So anyway, I need to get going here. Yeah. So the garnets, those beautiful, beautiful Persian garnets of Miss Gabby's are stunning. And 5 millimeters isn't so small when they're that color, even 3 millimeters, the 3 together, beautiful. Okay, Miss Cindy in Pennsylvania. Hello, Rock family. Only got to watch the first hour of the show. When I went back to finish, it was taken down. I will go with the premise that the voice quality was why. That would be correct. I hope it gets reposted for us to enjoy it. Did. If not, a wonderful week, and see you all next Monday. Miss Barbara writes, hi, Professor Shawn, Raven, GSN crew, and the whole Rock family. Thank you for reposting the 210 episode. This time at proper playback speed. I have to admit it was quite comical to hear you with helium voice. It really was all intentional because I was showing you helium being the gas that it is, just the effects of it has on the human vocal cords and why. So this was a planned scientific experiment by Latif and I to make you better understand the weight of a gas has everything to do with how your voice comes out. Yep, so I am glad everyone took that instruction very well. And watch out, there could be information that could be on that trivia test from it, all right? Let's see, so, little tongue-in-cheek right there. Mickey Mouse does rocks and minerals. Nah, we'll take normal professor mode, Shawn, LOL. Whoa, that big blue egg behind you is a monster. That's not a geode, that's a doorstop. Looking forward to a story on that. We're going to try to get to it today. Thanks for the info about the different locations for demantoid with horsetail. I'd never heard of Persian or Italian before. I have a spectral green Russian and plenty of my favorite, the green dragon Namibian. I was disappointed with the Russian because it seems that the intense body color limits the range of dispersion colors to only yellow. Whereas the light green of the Tobuscus farm material offers a glittering range of dispersion colors, including the rare aqua color. Who needs green diamond when demantoid is cost-effective and gorgeous? And I absolutely support what you just said, 100% right there. And remember, Garnet is one of the ones I collected as my birthstone. I love it. And for you to say green dragon mine, absolutely. Now, remember, Tobuscus Farm 22 is a sprawling, quote, farm. It has several different other deposits on it, one of them being the Green Dragon Mine. And many years ago, during the live show, I had bought, it was thousands of dollars worth of specimens, including larger ones. If I had every one of those back, the value difference, oh my, incredible, because they were really nice, high quality. You saw that smaller one I had. Those kind right now are going for even well beyond what I was asking for that piece. You saw the clarity and color, which does bring out the dispersion, just like, think about this. Okay, now, some of you like that really, that color sapphire, that is that navy blue. Now remember, originally for decades, so many people thought that the ink blue, midnight blue color of a sapphire was the valuable color in a sapphire. That was one of the big, along with the smoky topaz, that was actually smoky quartz, one of the big we'll call it just misnomers, misinformation things in the mineral and gem world at the time going on, because there is a big difference in value, because those big inky black sapphires you can get for $5 or $10 a carat. I have plenty of them if you want them for that. I'll put my stones where my mouth is and be happy to get that. So what you think of, here's how you can judge the value of a sapphire. If you put two sapphires out, and one is one of those inky kind of dark ones, and it may be a little bit blue, and then you put out a like color sapphire of my shirt, or even the lighter color bright Ceylon sapphires, and you say, okay, which one would you prefer? If you don't think about cost or money, everything aside, everyone, single person, would pick the lighter, brighter blue color, the more attractive color. And if you said that the lighter color ones, the pretty blue color ones, were more expensive, a person would understand because they're more attractive. And that is pretty much how you can apply value in the gemstone world. If a gemstone, the color of it is actually more attractive than another color, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a more valuable stone. Now, getting back to the demantoids and the scintillation brilliance, here is the thing. I would much rather have, let's say, a light color Ceylon sapphire or a light color Muso color emerald, Colombian emerald, because they can run to the lighter color. But when they do, the clarity is usually there and the brilliance. You get the brilliance. When a gemstone gets so saturated that you don't get any kind of reflection back from the facets and the light doesn't come back out to you in any kind of scintillation level, then what's the point? Gemstones need to look pretty. So that's why those ink blue sapphires, so many jewelry stores sold them for so many years at a huge profit, because people didn't have the right information as to what is more valuable. If you don't know, go to the default position of your mind of what is rational. So the rational end of value when it comes to gemstones is which stone is more attractive. If it is more attractive, generally, and that is a high percentage of generally, it is going to be the more valuable stone. Just like an olive green color tourmaline versus a grass green color tourmaline. Whichever is prettier to the human eye will almost always translate to the more valuable stone, unless there's some kind of other optical property or whatnot to it. So keep that in mind in all manners of respect when it comes to gems. And Miss Barbara is right. When it comes to the demantoids, you can get ones that are called demantoid that are actually technically topazolite, have more yellow to them, which is a higher iron content. And so that's something to look at. And she's absolutely right. If I had a choice, give me a brighter demantoid, as long as a pure kind of green, and let it be lighter so I get all that diamond type of scintillation back out of it. And if you've never seen a well-cut demantoid that actually has, that's why the name demantoid is derived, from the word for diamond. And it should look like that. If you've ever actually seen one, then you'll know, and you'll never be able to look at a demantoid again in the same way, because you'll have seen that property. So the Russian ones, when you get the horsetail inclusions, they're valuable in a different manner for the unusual and unique property of the horsetail, which is, of course, a unique type of inclusion, or hollow tube it could be. And oftentimes, when that is present, it can cut down on the brilliance of a stone. And also, it can lead to a higher iron content, which can lead to a stone that has a little bit more of a yellow cast. But anyway, lots of info for another day. Okay, so let's see. Let's go on. Okay, thanks for okay, let's see. Okay, yep. Snagged the Milpius Mexican malachite, pseudomorph azurite. That was that amazing piece that was pseudomorphed in a fibrous malachite manner. Had just heard 2 lectures on pseudomorphs from Tucson the day before and couldn't pass it up. I'm really enjoying fuzzy textured malachite. Looking for a small sample of the botryoidal one where the tips look like eyes. Those are cool. Works on the same diffraction pattern that made the 1950s Eye of Jesus picture follow you around the room. Creepy, but fun. Indeed. That's so cool. I'm glad you let me know who got that, because now make sure you add one of the inexpensive pseudomorph malachite items from Morocco that I have featured that I can't believe more of you didn't buy them. I think I still have 1 or 2. So it'd be very wise. As to the trivia, what am I indeed? So here we go. Silversine obsidian, galena, jade, green apophyllite for the number 4. That's the one I said for everyone to watch, green apophyllite. Number 5, chrysoprase. 6, ochre geode with plume agate edge, nailing the extra credit. Number 7, fluorite. And she goes on, because you had used the hammer hint for it. I don't remember giving that hint, but boy, that was a good hint then. My first impression was topaz, but the color was odd, and the color could be spodumene, all with perfect cleavage, but no, fluorite will have to do. Spodumene would have been a great, great, great answer in the choices that would be going through my mind. We'll see if you're correct. Hope everyone digs out from the recent rash of snow, ice, and sleet. Winter has gotten busy in the past few weeks. Thank goodness they keep mining under Detroit for all that gray road salt that keeps us moving. Gotta have that salt to rust out the cars, so we buy new ones. Miss Barbara from Brooklyn. Hello, Rock family. This is Miss Cindy. Hello, glad to have you back with the distorted voice. Without the distorted voice. Happy to do what am I? Here we go. Silversine obsidian, galena. Number 3, serpentine. That was the one many said jade. Number 4, prehnite. Number 5, Australian gem silica. That one I have to think about. Technically, it is silica, right? Because chrysoprase is a type of chalcedony. So it's certainly, and it is colored by nickel. Now, officially, gem silica is colored by copper. So I'll think about that one. Number 6, oco geode with chalcedony. Yep. Number 7, halite. Well, that's a different answer, unusual answer, but most certainly could be. May the week ahead be safe and healthy for us all. Cindy in South Central Pennsylvania. Rain, sleet, snow tonight. Miss Penny. Hello, Shawn, the very lovely Raven, amazing GSN crew and fellow rock hounds. Hope this finds everyone's well. Now, here we go on the trivia. 1 is obsidian, galena, nephrite jade. Number 4, prehnite. 5, chrysoprase. 6, oco geode with plume agate. Number 7, calcite. Miss Penny coming in there with some great answers. Let's see, faves of the week. Normally I like Specimen and Matrix Setter, but this time I think, tough to decide. My faves this week are the Tanzanian purple sapphires. Those are Raven. She loves purple sapphires. However, I really did love those rubies, the apatite, the hemimorphite, and jasper specimen. The carved animals are quite adorable. Since FedEx missed me at home, I picked up the amethyst gator today, Wednesday. Mahalis really loved it. Thank you. Tomorrow, Thursday, they all have already declared it a snow day because we are expecting 12 to 18 inches of snow. We get a snow day if there's a hint of a potential for snow. No accumulation expected, just the word snow. That's all that's needed. Apparently, we are expecting another 12 inches of snow on Sunday. Quite frankly, you can keep your Texas and Colorado lows. When they drift up this way, we get pummeled with mountains of snow or a deluge, depending on the season and temperature. This is a Texas low getting set to wreak havoc here. They do tend to swoop down and go up that way, don't they? Thanks. That's it for now. We wish everyone a wonderful week and hope to see you next week. Penny and Mahaly in Quebec. Okay, so that covers it. All right, let's take a look at the stones, and then we'll see who was the one that had the perfect answers. Here we go. All right, now, as I spin this right here. That's a perfect camera shot. Nothing else needed. Maybe a little adjustment on the, but that's fine for the rocks. It's perfect. Here we go. Look at that. Silver sheen obsidian. Spot on. Look at this. Yeah, thanks, Latif. This, you can see, especially when we just tone it down a little, get my skin tone right, then we know the color. Yep, that is spot on. Look at that, galena, and you ought to feel the weight, which is nothing but a lead oxide, lead and oxygen. Boom. This also hit it with a hammer, and it will break up into really nice crystal specimens. Boom, look at that. Okay, so great answer for the person that said serpentine, but it is nephrite jade. But certainly, you know, serpentine is such a close look-alike to it. Here was the one I tried to trip everybody up on, and it is prehnite. It is prehnite. And just a nice light mint green color tone. Let me turn this off and see if we, yeah, you can see the green. Okay, then here we go. Australian, let me just move this right here. Australian chrysoprase. And this, by the way, is not for sale. It is one of the finest pieces I have ever seen. Green color is difficult to come out. This is that ultra bright green, and the transparency is, or translucency, I guess, is gorgeous. Here, one of my favorite actual Oko geodes that hasn't been for sale just because of the crystals in it, and really nice showing of the plume agate. And it's a long one that exposes it on the other end. So yes, Oko geode. Here we go on the last one, and you can see maybe that it is or is not. Check it out. Fluorite. Fluorite. It's actually greener than what you see right now. Let me see if we can. It is fluorite, and if I hit it with a hammer, it would break into what they call cleaved crystal faces. So fluorite. Now, who got every one of these right? As I look down the list, let me go to one that says obsidian, galena, nephrite jade, prehnite, chrysoprase, Oko geode with plume agate, so getting the extra credit, and fluorite. There's only one person that said all those exactly as I just read them. And that is Miss Gabby. Congratulations. Miss Gabby, you have won other times and have opted out. I am glad to see that you didn't opt out this time, because you have won other times, and you know it's always such a nice gesture when people, if they win multiple times, you don't have to. No one has to opt out and not get their gift, but when you do, that's just always up to you. So today's prize, maybe it's something special that you haven't had anything quite like it before. Let's show you what you have won. This is actually one of my one of my personal pieces that I have hung on to, and I thought, because of the What Am I's, that I always like to do something a little more special for those winners in the What Am I contest, because it is harder than just regular trivia questions. Let's show you what you won. So anyone with a perfect score deserves something a little, I set aside a little something special. Isn't that cool, Latif? I know. And you know, here's the magic of the show. I happen to remember and know that Miss Gabby, her favorite crystals are actually ones that are in matrix. You know, she loves ones that are in matrix, and this happens to be in a perfect classic pocket of that forms in this really hard to break quartzite type material up in Herkimer, New York. And this is a piece I've had for a long time. Look at that, how perfectly perched that is. There's also, I think I saw a wonderful iris that was in this crystal as well. It's, of course, doubly terminated, and it kind of looks maybe a little oddly fluorescent, but you can really see how clean that stone is. And here, all these little pockets have the potential to for a crystal to grow in. Look at this; it's kind of neat because that one shows all the way through, so that you can backlight this. Really interesting to do that, and I'm kind of curious because I love to play around with lighting, just kind of what that would look like if that was backlit. Where it is? Oh, there it is. It's from this side. There it is. Boom. How cool is that? Yeah. So look at that. Just a little bit of light, you know, any of those little like battery bulbs or one of those little Christmas tree bulbs, and just a really nice backlighting that does. So see, before, after. Okay, let me tuck that away, and I'll be right back with the start of the show. All right, never, ever have I ever, is that a game? Yeah, I think that's probably one of those. Anyway, I never did Truth or Dare. Probably good. I have never shown an amethyst specimen. Now remember, I am good friends with who I call the Quartz King of Georgia, former owner of the Diamond Hill Mine, Chet Karwoski, and he has connections throughout Georgia and can tell many, many great tales of quartz discoveries and quartz, you know, hit and misses. So this specimen is one you see. I don't have my name up because it's not part of my collection, but I did poach it from my buddy Chet's collection. And the Dewey Rose Mine is out in Elbert County. I know it says city there. That's probably just a typo. Elbert County, towards eastern kind of Georgia. And it was just a really small deposit. And the way to actually pretty much identify a specimen coming from there is a way that we've never even discussed before. It is a type of inclusion that is just below the surface. Look at these faces. And that is a gas type of inclusion is how it was referred to. So you know how we talk about there being those little thin films of water, and water being the most common inclusion in quartz. Well, this is, you know, like an inclusion like that, except more of a gas inclusion. Look at that. Look at that beautiful iris in there. Right underneath the surface. And it all, you know, pretty much all the crystals, or, you know, by far the, you know, 90+% of them have this type of inclusion in the face, as you can see how representative it is on this particular specimen. And the only specimen represented in Mindat has these same type of inclusion. So a wonderful, wonderful, distinguishable way to tell something is from this particular mine, which I think is really cool. I actually like the inclusion because it's different and unique. You don't see it in other specimens. And it's pretty definitive in being able to tell someone that this is not a JXR, in other words, a Jackson Crossroads specimen or a specimen from anywhere else, as someone might want to sell it from somewhere more desirable. But I think the Dewey Rose Mine is desirable because there are so few specimens from that mine available. And you can see that the color is concentrated in the towards the terminations. And you can see these are very well-defined terminations and not beat up and chipped like that can happen in so many of the Georgia quartz deposits. This specimen I actually put in an ultrasonic and it vastly cleaned a lot of this up. So I would think that some soaking and additional little bit of elbow grease, using an electric toothbrush, one of my favorite things, in a situation like this, and you'll be able to brighten it up even more. Here it is in my hand, and there will not be another one because I did not see another one available. I said, oh, I have to have that. Look at this. This is in just fantastic shape. If you are a Georgia quartz collector and do not have a Dewey Rose specimen, oh, here you go. And this is not a number from Chet. I would imagine this is a number from the original owner of the claim. I would think as part of the collection and how it would have trickled out. So anyway, I can probably get some more information from the Quartz King himself on it. If anyone who gets this is interested, I have a fantastic price on this. It really is a fantastic, because in this case, it's location. It's just so hard to find something like this. How about this? Here in my hand. See that? Look at that. So that's, would be a small, considered a small cabinet specimen. Well, some people would even call it a medium one. It self-displays, I think, pretty well. Let me see if I'm right. Look at that. I am. Look at that. So, self-displays nicely. And it just really, look at that. So, $88. $88. That's a deal. That is a deal. Let's keep moving. Let's look at item number 1250725. Let's see. So, 1250725. And since we're speaking of quartz, let me show you a really barn burner of a piece. Look at that. Look at that. Talk about some rays being shot through. Look at how beautiful that is. That is stunning. Wow. Isn't that cool? Yeah, Chuck says that's cool. That is cool. That's all you can do. You just want to spin it, and look at that. It even spins really well, even though it's kind of off center. Look at that. Look at that. See, I could just do that all day long, couldn't you, Chuck? I mean, it's like a top to a kid, except, since boys, now remember this, ladies, this is where you guys really get it wrong. We don't ever grow up, so don't expect us to. Boys will be always boys. There's no boys to men stuff. It's boys to close to men, and when you're close to being a man, you go back to being a boy. And if you have money, that's really all over with, because then you can buy all that stuff you couldn't buy when you were a boy and you wanted it. Like, I still want a go-kart. Yep. I wanted a go-kart from a little age, and I had the four-wheeler and all, but I never had the go-kart. So anyway, maybe that has something to do with, I want my tractor back. I just want my tractor. All right, this piece, look, it's polished on all sides. It doesn't need any more to be said than to watch it and do this with it all day. That's just, that's not even, it's off kilter. So that's kind of like that asteroid going through space on that elliptical orbit, which I wonder, how does it stay that way? Because it's tumbling through space. So same thing, how does that spin in a center like that? Well, okay, so anyway, physics, yes, I took physics. It was harder. It was harder than chemistry. I like chemistry. Okay, here we go. Price on this, it's a bargain. $48. $48. There are tops that you can buy, like at these nice stores for grown-up boys. Like, what is it, Brookstone or something? Anyway, that are really expensive, that are, that much money, except they call them gyros. And I have spun those. They do spin a long time. The well-balanced gyros, yeah, you can spin those, and they spin. Anyway, oh, mercy.
Lathe, and I made a wood one.
Oh, you did?
For Christmas one year, and it spins pretty good too.
Really? So Chuck just said, of course, he has a lathe, and of course, you've seen his woodworking on the show before. If not, just go back some shows and you can catch it. But it was in December. catch some of his word work. So he just said that he made a top with a lathe, and he said it spins really well. So did you? How many inches across is it?
It's really small.
So we made a real small one. So it's only a couple inches across. Did you varnish it or anything on or any of that?
I used beeswax.
Oh, beeswax. Okay, because I was just thinking about that, because even if you varnish, you can throw it off kilter by, the varnish can flow to one side more than the other if it's not balanced. So beeswax is perfect for it. So how cool is that? Yep. That is all still, to me, earth sciences, because you're dealing with wood from Mother Nature. You're dealing with the physics of Mother Nature's inertia, gravity, all those things. Cool stuff. All right. Now, speaking about cool stuff, what I'm going to show you next, you're going to fight over, but there's only going to be one. It's item number 125225. 125225. And we're segueing from that rutilated quartz. Ready? And I think Chuck is... Do you have this one? Yeah, let me check that for you, because don't put it up until you have. I want the wow effect here. Oh, maybe I gave it to you. Let's see, 1250-225. Okay, good. So don't okay, so don't put up the graphic yet. Let me here we go. It's going to include a stand. So if I'm including a stand with it, I'm really going all out. I'm going to swap them. Here we go. From that rutilated quartz to this one. Check this out. Check that out with the fingerprint and all. This is an oh, wow, indeed. And this has everything you want in a rutilated quartz piece, because it has the hematite centers. Look at this. Look at that. Okay. The idea, of course, in a perfect world, by way of a rutilated quartz and a hematite piece, is the rutile will grow out in the hexagonal, in other words, 6 rays following the hexagonal shape of a quartz crystal. And those are really, really cool. Other ones will have the hematite center, and then have rays coming out in many directions, some of them kind of following that 6-ray pattern, others not so much. Let me move this a little closer to me, if you could follow me there, Chuck, so I can reach it a bit easier. Look at that. Look at that. So in this piece, so let me get my pointer. You have beautiful, you can see it is what I would used to call sunburst, more of a sunburst pattern of the rutile coming away from the hematite. Look at that hematite center. Yeah, isn't that something? Yeah, as Chuck says, wow, because he hasn't seen things like this before. Look at this. You can see, again, almost the 6 rays to the hematite with the stars, the rutile coming from it. Look at how many, and then look at how... So in this one, the rutiles will just stop. I mean, they stop. Other times, like in that other specimen I just showed, the rutile will go as far as the quartz will allow it. It's just really kind of overwhelming, because you don't know where you want to look at next. Let me show you the back to give you an idea of what's going on. This is so cool. Look at that. There's your pure hematite. Hematite, which, remember, hematite is Fe2O3. It is the same chemical composition as corundum, which is Al2O3. So they actually belong to the same family group. So the difference is only that hematite has iron, and corundum, which is ruby and sapphire, has aluminum. So how can ruby and sapphire, being just Al2O3, 2 atoms of aluminum, 3 atoms of oxygen, end up looking in all those beautiful colors like it does? It's aluminum and oxygen. Who would have think those two together? We think of aluminum, we think of aluminum foil. How can it become a clear crystallized stone? Hematite, it's a little bit easier to understand. Hematite is iron and oxygen, and it doesn't have anything except the closest thing is hema-like. And I laugh and laugh when I first saw that being advertised. So they couldn't even use genuine hematite beads. They made a fake iron bead and called it hema-like instead of hematite. Yeah, clever name. And you can get genuine hematite beads very inexpensively, but the hematite were even cheaper. So this is your genuine hematite, and you can see the only other variation of it that I ever see is the specular hematite, which I have that pair of bookends that right now are sitting in the CEO's office. If you do a Zoom call with him, you can see them in the background. So those were the specular hematite. He found them most attractive. All of you passed them up. They were so inexpensive. By the time the last price I offered them, it was pathetic when no one bought them. Look at the crystal face. You can see the actual crystal face of the hematite there, which is really cool. There was actually where another crystal, the imprint of where another crystal would have been, which you can see. So that's the back. Here's the front. This could be wire wrapped incredibly. Now, wait, I just saw something, and we're on the hunt for an elusive iris. Oh, there we go. I think I'm seeing it. There it is at the top. Hold on. Let me get the light here. And there we go. As Chuck gets the focus in place, and we spin and we turn and we wiggle and wobble until we see that it's there. But I saw a glimmer of it earlier, and it was phenomenal. But it just all takes the right angle, the right lighting. You can see. There we go. Hold on. Here we go. We're getting the potential, bringing out the potential. As it expands and gets larger. So I'll let everyone else have the fun of finding that one. I had seen another one elusively down here. Now, let me point out something. Okay, you see this right through here? That doesn't have to be there. If you're a lapidary, such as we have in Anthony and...
I see the iris.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Right, yeah, right there. Whoa, there it is. There it is. That's cool. There we go. And look at, isn't that odd, just tucked down in there? I don't know what's generating it, but there is something there doing that. Okay, this, as you can see, is not going to fall off. It's not a crack. It is, I don't know what you would call it. It is a type of inclusion that was left there. It ends. So if you look at this from the side, it's not even that deep. I could actually polish the entire inclusion out. I'm looking at iris still. You can see it from the side. If it went any deeper than it is, you would notice that. Oh, look at the one up there. Look at that one coming out. That is deep. So I actually didn't even notice it until I remembered to point it out to you guys, because with all this other excitement going on, it's just not noticed. Is there?
Inside, right above the hematite in the bottom right corner.
Right there.
Yeah.
I see that. There is another there. Look at that. That's so neat. I love that. So there's lots going on with this piece. This could be polished out if you wanted to, or if I had this wire wrapped, which I was thinking about doing, and so if it doesn't sell, I may have it wire wrapped by Andrew. And what we'll do is I'll just tell him to put one of the silver wires, right down over that, and no one will ever know. Absolutely no one will ever know. And it actually is a good place to kind of like separate it, hold it in. So that's my ideas. Or we can have a quote done where he does it for one of you, and you can add other stones to the design and let him run with it. He is great. Just when left to his own devices, you give him whatever stones you want incorporated in a piece, and let him go. It's not that expensive. And considering the cost of this, adding it to, whatever his work would be, I can just give you a rough idea. It wouldn't be more than, I would say, $200, $250. And that's with other, you have to supply the stones or buy them from me. If you wanted to add some other stones, if you just do this, it may be even less. So that and the cost of this, you would have a stunning, one-of-a-kind piece of jewelry that no one else will have. And it is one that you will get nothing but wows and compliments from. That is remarkable. Hold on one second. And until you decide what to do, because you can have that done anytime, you can display it beautifully, just like that. All right, here we go. I named this flowers. I just, pieces like this that are really objects of art. They're objects of Mother Nature's incredible hand at doing amazing works of art. And then, of course, it's a wonderful lapidary that can help bring that out to you. So here we go. I just thought it looked like a bunch of a cluster of radiating flowers. You have it. You can rename it, but I thought that was appropriate. Okay, price on this guy, it is affordable. This type of material goes for the big money, which is usually in the area of around $5 a carat, making this piece $795. $795 on that one. That would be in an area that Latif might find acceptable. He might find acceptable, but, and he only says that because he put the price up. If he doesn't find it acceptable, he won't put the price up. Yeah, he's got control of that. I may have, no, you know what? I don't even have control of the mic. He can cut me off from over there. So, yeah, I'm at his mercy. $795, okay, so he thinks that's reasonable. But what I'm going to say next, can only hope he puts the price up, because I am offering this to the first lucky caller. And I say that because this is a recorded show, so we can't just call in live. We just have to see who pulls the trigger from home after seeing this. And I'm buying time by just talking, because I'm trying to think of some inexpensive price that still Latif will put up and live with. I might have to pay him off. All right, here we go. $1 a carat would be 100. I know he's not going to put 100 and how many carats? $159 up there. No, he's not going to do that. He is not going to let me sell it for $1. And you know what? That would be that would be crazy. That no one would offer something that amazing for $1 a carat. Something as collectible as that. Here's what I'm going to strive for. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do a compromise deal. It won't be $5 a carat. It won't be $1 a carat. If I squeak by, make it $188. That comes out to whatever it comes out, $60, $70 a carat, something like that. $188. Please put that up there. Let's see. No, you're right. That's awful cheap. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, actually, now that I look at it. I would rather wire wrap it, and I could sell it as a piece of jewelry up in the main live shows. Oh my goodness, do you know how much that would sell for? Yeah, so I actually misquoted now that I'm looking and doing my math. $248. $248. Well less than, $248. What was I thinking? I was wanting $1.50 a carat. Yeah, a half is 80 again on 150. Yeah, 239. Yeah, 248. 248. That is a deal. So I apologize for the misquote, because that was just a little over the $1 a carat. I don't know. I was a whole $100 off on that. 248 is such a value. It's not going to be offered again. It's never going to be less than that. So if you want it, grab it. If not, that's okay with me. I have enjoyed that piece so much so that I named it. Now, sticking with quartz, I know we have some quartz carving lovers out there, and I have a beautiful piece. No one tell Raven I have this. So it needs to sell, because she often gets my returns. I mean, not the returns, but if it doesn't sell, the closing of the memo, and she picks up the items for me and sees them. Item 1, 2, 51. What is that? Let's see. 12. 1250, 125, I think. And let me get out my, yeah, 1250, 125. Now, look at this. This is cool. Sticking with the quartz theme, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Chuck's liking that. Chuck, of course, carving in wood himself, so he understands that kind of thing. Then, of course, he loves the skull theme, which we had him do for Raven for Christmas with the Grateful Dead piece he made for her, Grateful Dead themed piece. This, it is, isn't it cool? Is there? I've never seen, like, I don't know. It's kind of a wizard, but a wizard with a skull kind of throws me off. Is there anything you've seen like this before? Like a name for it? I don't either. Have you, Latif, seen anything like this? I don't know if there's a particular name. A wizard, I guess that's kind of a wizard because of the hat, holding a skull. Now, then look at the cool black onyx base. This is real black onyx. You can see it's not that dyed stuff. You can see the imperfections in it. It's not the fake black onyx, so to speak. This is the real deal, real genuine black onyx. All right, then look at the chlorite. This is chlorite inclusions in here, which I think add to the piece and add to the mystery. Now, when you see the yellow, that is natural. What that is going to be in most cases is it is a kind of just an iron oxide that has made its way into one of the inclusions. You can see that inclusion running along there. So most likely entered it that way. Now, I get that is, I guess, a staff rod, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then with the cap, gives me that wizard idea, but I don't know. I don't think.
When I first looked at it, like just glanced at it, I thought it was a lamp. Because of the yellow making it a lamp.
Oh.
And it reminded me of the Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin.
Oh, absolutely. We're holding the lamp. Yep. I actually was watching a bunch of videos on my TV, my big TV that I just opened. That's a whole nother story, but trying to figure out how to get it all hooked up. And I was able to watch the Song Remains the Same concert from 1977, their concert tour. It was right before they came to the Tampa Bay Stadium. It was in Madison Square Gardens that they held the concert, but it was when that album came out, because I don't know if you heard the story, I got to see Led Zeppelin after the first year in 1977, and I drove the car, and 77,000 people were in the stadium then, and of course there's no cell phones or anything then. And my mom, worried to death, a bunch of teenagers going up there. And, I behaved, I drove. She let me, at 16, you trust your child, you let them drive that far from Sarasota up there. And what she got to see on our ticket, it said rain or shine. So the concert starts, they open up with Song Remains the Same, which was great because I got to see, it was the Song Remains the Same tour. And so I can still remember they came out and played 3 other songs. A thunderstorm came up and they said, okay, we're going to let this pass. We'll be right back. Well, it poured. We all got wet. There was no covered stadium. And 15 minutes later, just enough time to get the band in the cars and safely away, they announced the concert is canceled. And on our tickets, it said rain or shine. Now, to this day, I still remember for that lousy $10, I sent that ticket in to get my $10 back. And I would give anything to have that ticket. Yep, that ticket from that concert. But no, I got my $10 back. So they honored that. But here's how that turned out. My mom's sitting at home watching the 11 o'clock news, and it pops up. What happened, because the rain or shine, I was sitting, of course, way in the back, and it was like ants. The people stormed the stage, overran any security, and they took everything from that huge drum set that John Bonham had, and to the giant speakers, pushing them all down, destroyed everything, destroyed any guitars, any equipment out there. And so my mom is watching this on the news. There's no calling, Mom. I'm sitting on the seat. There's no way to contact anyone back in the day. You know, it was just, it's weird to think back like that. And, you know, to go to a phone booth, if any around, you would have been a line for forever long. And it was hours later. Like, I didn't get home till like 3 a.m. before she found out, you know, any outcome to me. Because she didn't know where I was sitting or anything relative to that. So that was my Led Zeppelin experience in 1977, and it was most memorable. But you're right, it does almost have that that look of that album. Okay, so this, let's see if we can spot the irises in this, because there are some, oh my, look at that. Look at that. You know, that is not even one of the ones I remembered seeing. Boy, that's in a power. Look at that. These are in, if you're into the metaphysical end of quartz and materials, these are some very powerfully located areas. Now, remember, quartz is piezoelectric. If I hook, and I have actually a voltmeter, if we had more time, I'd hook it up and show you. If I squeezed this specimen with a voltmeter attached, you actually see, because I've done it, it generates, and the voltmeter is sensitive enough, it actually picks up the millivolts generated by the piezoelectric nature of quartz. And so that part is all real and good. There is others in this piece. There is several. You already seen 2 or 3. There are others, and I'm going to leave it up to you to, wait, is there? Oh, right down here. Yep. And look at, see how it just opens up bigger and bigger. So the smallest one, all you have to do is spot it, then spin it around, and you never know just how, oh, look at that. So you can see the 2 together, how amazing it can actually be. Okay, here we go. Only have one of this guy. I have never seen another carving. I haven't even seen a theme like that. So it's a really stunning piece. And the chlorite really adding to it. I have a, you know, it's one of those that, you know, it'd be go find another one. So I don't charge for go find another one prices when there's not another one to find. That would be price gouging or something like that. Here we go. How about this? How about this? We're going to, since it's a wizard piece, we need to put an auspicious number on it for the price, meaning a lucky number. And that it sounds like a, can't get much luckier. We'll cover both the Eastern philosophies and Western philosophies and make it only $177. No, that was 178, excuse me. That covers a bit. $178. That's lucky 7s, lucky 8s. Nothing better than that than for the wizard. It should be. You're right. It should be 777s on that one. Or maybe 711, huh? 7 and 11. There we go. Right at the craps table. Yeah, you know, that's what we can do. All right. Having too much fun. But I need to roll here. Okay. You know, let me see. Oh, I have something set aside for Miss Penny. Miss Penny, don't go anywhere. I have, okay, wait. What do we do? Oh, here we go. Item 1250. 1256.25. 1256.25. Not sure what exactly this is. As I unwrap the well-wrapped piece. Oh, here we go. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a trip to Namibia. Wow. All right. Look at that jewel. Now that's a jewel of the Nile, just a couple thousand miles off. A wonderful Namibian aquamarine, natural color, natural color. So no heat has been applied to this piece. So what those blues, those intense blues, all natural. You can see they radiate to a kind of a greenish blue. You also have, as I get my pointer out here, this is a large size. Look at that in my hand. You have very cool tantalite. Tantalite, yeah, this is not shoral, tantalite. And if you remember from your lesson before, tell the difference is tantalite, the spears, so to speak, the crystals will kind of come to a point versus tourmaline. They stay the same thickness and remember have that triangle type look from the end. So you see that, how that kind of narrows to a point. Not as good of an example as a regular other crystals, but at least you know an idea. All right, look at that. Look at the irises in that. Here's a perfect euhedral form shape to the barrel. Then look at this, what they call a sidecar crystal. And it's a good name because you can see that it is just to the side of the crystal. So like a sidecar car, that's a sidecar crystal, and it's actually quite well formed. Here's the neat thing about it. If we look right at the top, this is, the way this is terminated is also what it takes to have a cat's eye, So if this continued to grow, you have some, as you can see, fibrous nature to the termination there. Now, if you get this, these are also the kind that can have an anhydro, water bubbles. So make sure you look all over, spin it up and down, has zillions of different little irises everywhere. A wonderful, wonderful collector's piece. Oh, here we go. Here is a great way to see what I mean by how they come to, they taper, and how they come to kind of a point. So you can see the tapering to the tantalite. Tantalite, a rare earth mineral. That is one of the rare earths that we need to make sure that we're able to have supply. Tantalum is the metal that can be found with it, and niobium also goes along with a other component. It's kind of difficult to tell sometimes whether they're columbite or tantalite in that series, so I won't confuse you much beyond that, but this is a really nice collector specimen. And I am going to show you this one from Namibia and another one, give you an idea. When you see the two, very easy to learn how to tell and spot the difference between Namibian aquas and Gilgit Pakistan aquas. I have a price on this that jump on. It is a March special. With the month of March coming up, and it is coming up quick, I thought that it would be real appropriate to offer a special deal on an aquamarine crystal, the March birthstone. So how about this for a amazing deal? In a aqua crystal this size, when they're put up in auction, the amount of money that people run the auction bids up on these is phenomenal, is a lot. And it is valued greatly by the public. That's why my dad and mom, of course, always said something is only worth what someone is willing to pay for it. So the auctions give me a really good idea what things are worth. And obviously these kind of crystals are worth a lot more than what I have been selling them for, as Latif will tell you. The other neat thing about this is it's etched. Etched. You see that at the bottom? That is actually desirable. So when the part that gets etched kind of looks like this part, it is actually more desirable often to have a area that is etched, making it unique and attractive for that geologic event that the poor crystal went through, which was another hot type of solution where this was growing, coming through and eating away, dissolving away the aquamarine, oftentimes then leading to the aqua to heal itself by growing, if not aquamarine, in the etched area. Other minerals will attach and you'll find other crystals inside there. And at the end here, that looks kind of interesting. as to what exactly that might be. That might be a nice crystal of tantalite. So anyway, that's just the last little extra doodad there. Price on this, you're going to love it. Grab it. It is hugely, hugely discounted at only $148. Yeah, $148 now. Take advantage of this. It is item 1250 425. 1250 425. And do you have it, sir? Let's see. Yeah. Okay, you don't. Do you have the list I had sent? Let's see, 1250 425. Okay, so let me put the specimen up there, then I will, or do you have that list you want to work from I gave you? Oh, you have it? Okay, I'll show it to you as everybody is looking at this stunning specimen. All right, so I said we were going to go from Namibia to Gilgit, Pakistan. Here we have, look at this specimen of aqua. Let me figure out a nice display angle, because look at that, it displays well on its own. Now, as I show Latif the info, everyone can read the info along with it. Here it is. Look at this. So we have Gilgit, Pakistan, aquamarine. Now these are what they call the alpine minerals, which if you look at a map for where these are all located, they're all up above a tree line, high up in the alpine mountains of Pakistan. And it's along a whole series of other mines. So oftentimes you just say, Gilgit, alpine cleft specimen, because they are dotted along this particular geologic formation way high up in the mountains, incredibly high up. And they, so much so that Asif and I looked into, and I had my dealer willing to take us. There's only a window of 2-3 months at the maximum that you can access these mines. And it is a hike up, and they don't hike back every day. They stay up at the mines, and it is cold and difficult mining, and they come back with oftentimes, enough money just to get by. Are we good? You got everything? Okay. All right. Let me show you now. Here's the other one. Okay. So here we'll just put in the background. Now, again, you have a really nice shape. We're kind of comparing the two. Look at the termination. The top of this particular crystal is unique. It's kind of coarse, but it also has some other growth formations. Look at the phyllosilicate, which mica is. The stacked in a hexagonal, look at how well formed that crystal is. And this, I can already tell, is such that you could peel each layer off of that mica. Some muscovite micas may look stacked, but they're not peelable. I can tell that one is, believe me. At the very top of my uncle's property, the apple orchard in Franklin, North Carolina, well, outside Franklin, right across the border in Macon County, at the very top, at the edge with the Nantahala National Forest, was an old mica mine that was developed in, it was a mica mine, but it was more kaolin, mined for kaolin, which they use in porcelain, beautiful white material. And, but there was still lots of mica up there. So when I was, 12, 13, 14, and went there every summer, spent the whole summer there, I would get these books of mica and I would just peel. There's something to do sometimes on a hot summer day. Anyway, so I learned a lot about mica. Here we have a albite feldspar. Many different feldspars can be found with the aquas. This one happens to be albite. Sometimes it's Clevelandite. This is albite in a bladed form. Now, I'm working around to what's really cool, and that is the tantalite. And you can see that there would have been a larger crystal. You can see the skeletal remains, so to speak, of where the crystal was. And then also you can see that it was jacketed, it looks like, by actually mica, oddly enough. Now, You can clean out this orange material, but sometimes that's a mineral called xenotime, or sometimes it's another degraded mineral. So I'm just going to leave it like it is and let someone else, if they want to, leave it there or remove it, but it will be another mineral indeed. Now, this is tantalite, and when a light is applied strong enough behind here, it is actually a translucent, transparent, and kind of like a dravite looking yellowish brown color, but it is not, as you can see in looking at these others, it is not shoral tourmaline. It is tantalite. And look at that crystal. And you can see by the formation of it that that is not a tourmaline formation. But it's really neat to see the casts that left from something else that had grown there, then looked like a secondary formation of like that tantalite grew into that cast. Here we go. Look at what I'm showing you. Not only the clarity back in the aqua that actually exists, but look at, you see those? You see those? One is even reddish. There's a couple of them. Neat, beautiful inclusions. And until you have your specimen and play around with it, you wouldn't find that. There could also be an anhydro in this. That's when you need to check it all out, look at it. I have a fantastic price. Wouldn't it be neat for your collection to have representation of an aquamarine that you have right here from Namibia, and then one from Pakistan with all the trimmings that is normally found with often with the Pakistan aquamarine, which is the tantalite and the muscovite, the feldspar, and I'm sure there's quartz on there somewhere, and the little tiny garnet bonuses thrown in. Multiple ways that this can be displayed naturally. Actually, showing off those bookends, or not bookends, but the books of mica like that and the aqua, that's a nice attractive angle right there. Here we go. So tantalite, by the way, is a rare element that contains manganese and aluminum, and also, though, has other elements that aren't part of its chemical composition that that it still bonds with. So anyway, this is only, that's odd. Let me see. Yeah, that's odd because that is exact same. So it must be magic, must be meant to be, because it's only $178. Only $178. That is a fantastic opportunity on that piece, really is. Okay, now, trying to get to as many things here as I can. Let me show you. Okay, this next specimen, I'm going to request that for inventory to hold it until Miss Penny gets a chance first. This is item 1249-925. 1249-925. Miss Penny, as a long ago time request, and I haven't shown anything from Greece in a long, long time, but she asked if I had any Greek specimens or came across them in my collection, if I could give her a chance. So in this case, if everybody would be considerate enough to, you won't be able to buy them anyway because I'll put a hold with inventory on them until we hear from Miss Penny on a thumbs up or thumbs down on whether she wants it or not. And we can speed it up by having customer service call her on that. Let me show you why this is part of my January birthstone collection, and it is from a rare, unique deposit in Greece. Look at this. Look at this piece. Now, it self-displays as well on its own and has stunning, this is a rare collector specimen. I know I won't pronounce this as well as you could, Miss Penny, from Safifos Island in Milos in the South Aegean. Look at wonderful andradite garnets. Beautiful, beautiful androdite garnets here that you see. Some of them, the Hedenbergite, which is this green material that you see, have grown along and with the garnet. Kind of like when you see the topaz included material that picks up and grows along with the host rock. Well, that's what is the case. As you can see, some androdites here that are included with the Hedenbergite. Now, Hedenbergite is a rare mineral. And look at this. Look at that wonderful additional crystal right there. Look at these other hidden crystals. And look at that going right through that bridge of androdites going up and over. This is an amazing piece from a really unique location. You can see garnets interspersed all around this. And then look at that wonderful Hedenbergite crystal. Look at all the additional garnets over here as well. And then look at these crystals. I am not exactly sure what those are. I'm not exactly sure. But this will leave, look at someone with having a lot of fun to investigate. Look, see that? Look at that. What is going on exactly in this piece? And let me let this spin around for a moment and let you have a good look at that, because this is a large size item when it comes to a specimen, and those garnets are decent size for the piece as well. This is one I have had for a long time, and I can't quite hear it, and it's a really nice collectible item. Now, this is one of those pieces that is hard for me to give up because of the fact of the garnet part being my birthstone, and being that it is something from such a unique and unusual locality. So Hedenbergite is a calcium iron silicate. So it's monoclinic, and that's why you can see some of the formations that it takes. It's a pyroxene, belonging to the pyroxene group. And I don't know how they do this, but in 1819, it was discovered and figured out to be a different mineral. You know, how do they have the ability to figure that stuff out way back then, you know? Chemistry-wise even. So yeah, they didn't have a mass spectrometer or something like that. So look at how beautiful that whole entire specimen is. So all this greenish color is your Hedenbergite, and there are some outstanding representative crystals of it. There's garnets throughout. It's a little bit crumbly, so if you get it and receive it, and there's some of the crumbs, the little dust coming off of it, just understand that that's kind of part of it. You don't really want to wash this or kind of play with it in that manner. Take when you want to dust it, I use old brushes of Ravens, of cosmetic brushes, like these horsetail brushes or something. They work great. Anyway, Miss Penny, I'm going to give you a shot at this first. Then if not, it's open to anyone. I have lowered the price on it to try to make it affordable for you or anyone else that wants it. I have made it only $168. I have no doubt that this piece would be in an auction for the rarity of the location, you know, $600, $700, $800 kind of situation on that. So we'll give Miss Penny, let's see, the show comes out on Monday. So Miss Penny, hopefully you'll watch it by Wednesday. And after that, we'll open it up for anybody else that is interested in it. That's what I'll pass on to Miss Christie. Okay, let me get rolling here. I have a lot to do, short amount of time to do it. Item 1250-325. 1250-325. Let me show you another one of my holdouts that I simply love. This particular specimen, along with the other copper minerals, because of the intensity of the color, I just love them. So check this one out. Now, I know, Brad, that I don't know what happened to that amazing specimen that that you wanted, and the post office never showed up with it. So we never did find it, never did come back. This isn't quite like it, but it is stunning in its own right. Let me turn this spinner off and let me show you this guy. This is an amazing crystallized malachite. This is a specimen from the DR Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo, and it is gorgeous. And the greens are always difficult to catch the correct colors. So let's try this for a minute and go through the lighting and see if we can't bring out the colors. If you just iris down a little bit and see where that gets us. Yeah, that's getting us a little bit closer to the contrast I'm looking for, because what I'm looking for is a contrast in colors between, look at this, the chrysocolla. Yes, gorgeous chrysocolla. Look at all this crystallized malachite. Beautiful crystallized malachite. And the malachite is on a botryoidal layer of, I'm not sure. But did you look at the actual specimen though? It's bright green. So yeah, this is much, much brighter green in person. Yeah. Yeah. So always tough to catch. Believe me, when you get this at home, it is going to be prettier than what you're seeing it now. The chrysocolla is a beautiful bright. Oh, let me remember to show you, I'm wearing again that pendant, that elat pendant. Okay, so these amazing malachite crystals, look at the edge. Then here's what's, okay, so I'm not sure what this botryoidal bed that the malachite is on. It could be a layer of chrysocolla. And I'm thinking most likely that's what it is. Now let me show you. As we come out on the camera, you're going to see the size of this. This is a nice size specimen. Let me dust this off just a wee bit. Okay, look at that. Nice size specimen. And then here's the cool thing. It's double-sided. It's double-sided. So this has mineralization going everywhere. And you can see the chrysocolla is everywhere also. And again, it's a, yeah, like Chuck just said, it's way more vibrant in person. This is a kind of a dull look to it compared to what it really looks like. So not sure. Iris down for a moment and let's see if with the brighter light and then, yeah, just not capturing the vividness of it. Then look at back in this pocket. Isn't that really cool? Look at how beautiful that is. Look at in all these areas. There is so much to look at. And look at back in there. That just keeps going. What is back in there? I just need to be a little weeble. Oh, look at that. That is cool. And there is much to discover in this piece. And look at that. It just goes on. So I didn't see any quartz. I didn't test. There's no gem silica. This is your straight chrysocolla and malachite. But the only kind of unusual thing 100% sure of is what the malachite is on. If it's another bed, it's kind of unusual kind of color. So I'm thinking it could be chrysocolla, a bed of chrysocolla. But the banding, the layering, the growth layering doesn't really tell me much except maybe chrysocolla. Look, we didn't even look at this end. Look at all these just little vugs and pockets of additional mineralization. Look at that. That looks like a cross section of an ant farm with all the little trails. In this case, all the trails leading to crystals. A really beautiful, beautiful piece. Look at that. And a piece that, because of the aesthetics and the double-sided nature of it, it would be a very desirable item in an auction. So, oh, here's the other thing about this. This also has, it doesn't have Hedenbergite, it has heterogenite. What, you say? Yeah, heterogenite. Now, I have featured heterogenite in other specimens before. That is this gray material here that you're seeing, all associated, and you can see it all throughout. And it's actually, when you look really closely, crystalline, and you can see it. Yeah, there we go. There's a great shot. And look at how it is interspersed with the chrysocolla. Very neat stuff. And the composition of heterogenite is really unique as well, because it's officially listed as HCOO2. So it's a how would you, well, the old formula, it was easier to deal with. It was a cobalt oxyhydroxide. So let's just still go with that. It's a cobalt mineral, which is pretty unusual, I think, for it to end up to be that color. Price on this one, it's an excellent collector specimen, and I am making it a deal for someone that wants something special, maybe missed out before on something. It's only $228. Only $228. That's a special piece. Now, let me get going here. Item number 125, 1625. 125, 1625. Let's see, since I've seen all of you, I passed my eye test, got my license. Whew. That was a good thing. Let me show you another special for the month of August coming up. Look at this. I have an aqua, an amazing stone. Let me sit it right there for a moment. An amazing stone. Let me see. Here we go. 125, 1625. And let me get this out, because this is a big stone. It is well cut, and it is a bargain. You don't have it? Okay. Let me show that. So here we go. We have right here, it is the info for everybody. Brazilian aquamarine. That's the other cool thing. It's exactly 3 carat. And it's so rare when something works out like that. It's emerald cut, 10.5 by 8.5, and it's just a gemstone. Emerald cut gemstone, 10.5 by 8.5, exactly 300, coming from Brazil. And it is super clean. I can't help but when I hear that word, I still think of my old buddy band, clean, 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 or something like that. I haven't worked with Ben in years and years and years, but those words still ring in my head. 300, exactly. Look at this guy. Look at this. So in the blue tray, you can see the color. And then if I can ever hold, oh, those aren't the tweezers. Right. There we go. All right. Look at that. Look at, very nicely cut. Classic emerald cut or step cut. Very, very clean. You know, I would say most likely it without any green tint in it, because I've heat treated thousands of carats of these goods for wholesale dealers, and so you know, I would say most likely that it had been heat treated to remove any green tint, which is a iron valence conversion. There, that's the shot I wanted. No smudges, and to show you just how clean, clean, clean that is. I've never showcased this stone before, but I'm offering a the equivalent of a sale price on it. Boy, that looks pretty just sitting there like that. How about this? Awesome. I mean, Latifah's going to go nuts. 3 carat aquamarine. Upstairs, $100 a carat would be a bargain. $300. Yep. Okay. Well, see, he puts the price up when he knows that that's the price it should be. Then that's acceptable. But if I do something like I'm gonna do, he's not gonna like this. He's not gonna like this. I can't help myself. I swear, I just can't help myself. I just want to make everything a bargain, a super bargain, a crazy bargain, an irreplaceable bargain. And that's why a price like this on a 300, $88, that's less than $30 a carat. $88. They would be running me out. Oh, he's not putting that price up there. Well, I got to go to the next item, $88. You got to do it. You got to grab a screenshot, $88. Grab that screenshot. Sorry about that. I know that one won't be around for next week. Okay, let me show you, everyone. Oh my. Item 1251 425. 1251 425. This is probably going to be the biggest one in general that these guys have seen, maybe loose. They have big stones upstairs. Granted, if you want to see some big, amazing gems, you know, watch gemshopping.com. Watch the live shows. They have amazing pieces. Now, you're down in, what is it? Filene's basement or something like that in the gemstone department. This is huge in the world of peridot, in the world of faceted peridot. A stone over 10 carats, irregardless of any inclusions in it, is super rare. This is also a really old stock piece, and I have had it a long time, and it is an excellent gem to showcase for what is a well-known type of inclusion that tells you you have a genuine peridot, and that is what is called a lily pad inclusion. I think my show should almost be mandatory for other hosts to watch, personally. They would learn a lot and have a lot more they could talk about if they only watch the show. Okay, check these out. All right, it's not a marquee, not a pair. So what they did was cut an amazingly large stone. This is Burma peridot. When you have a Burma peridot next to, like, say, a Chinese peridot, you can easily tell the difference by the shade of green or the lack thereof yellow. Yellow and brownish shades are created by a higher iron content in peridot. What you see in peridot, one of the most common inclusions in peridot you're going to find is the dark black inclusions, which is usually chromite, a chromite inclusion. Now, what you also are going to see, and you can see them from up here, but they're on their side, they're on a bias, so they only look like a thin, narrow area. What they really are round lily pads, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. Now, the lily pad effect often will form around a little tiny inclusion that's in the center. And it is the stress of that crystal growing within the peridot or forming within the peridot that creates this effect, the lily pad effect. So let's see if we can catch a good angle that will bring out and show you the reflection of one of those lily pad inclusions. Now, I have to tell you this, if you don't see them much from above, it's doing a good job on cutting it by cutting it so that they are oriented sideways where you don't see them. Oh, here's the other neat thing. Maybe you can see it. Is there are inclusions that look like they have little hairy legs coming out of the side of them. Yeah, you can almost see it on the one there. It looks like a, I'll get my loop out in a minute. But first, let's see if we can't find a lily pad inclusion, which there are several of. We just have to get the light to strike it correctly. And they're round. It's actually good. Look how thick the girdle is on this. This stone could easily be recut. Look at the weight, 1297. Keep it over 10 carat, you cutters out there, and you could clean this entire crown up. You could remove a lot of the other inclusions in it and really end up with a fantastic stone because of its size. Now, peridot is a member kind of the olivine family, and it goes between forsterite and phaelite, which are the two different varieties, so to speak, of peridot. And this stone is fun to look at, to learn from all the inclusions in it. Because, okay, so the 95 to 95% of the world's production of peridot comes from the Apache Reservation in Arizona. And it's world renowned for its production of peridot. China produces a lot of peridot, but it tends to be more on the iron content size, so more on the yellow and more on the brownish type of color tone, which greatly affects the price. The Burmese peridot and the Pakistani peridots are both the better quality. Pakistani peridot, amazingly, when it came on the market, not only was it crystalline, but it had a wonderful, wonderful green color to it. Up until then, the Burma peridot was really the valued peridot. And oddly enough, in a way, when I loop this, of course, turning it many angles, you can see the lily pads there, but they're not aligned. There we go. There's one right there. I said they're not aligned in the right way for me to be able to feature that well for you in a camera shot. So let me just drop this for a moment. This peridot is known to have inclusions. So for this to have inclusions is not that big of a deal, especially considering its size. Now you see all these little, they're all round discs when you turn it up on its side, but the way this is oriented, it's oriented really well to hide those lily pad inclusions. This gem I kept to recut one day myself, but again, it's another one of those that I'm just not going to get to that project. So this is a amazing size, a real rarity, and let me just pick this up for a moment and turn this in a way that you can see what I mean by those other inclusions in there, but with a loop, you can get the angle on it just right to be able to see they're really almost perfectly round, looking very much exactly like a lily pad, and oftentimes a little inclusion in the middle. So a wonderful instructional stone, and also the chromite inclusions are unique. So here you have, and you can see with the lighting, and as I turn, here we go, as I turn it at this angle, and move my finger. Actually, my finger might have providing backlighting. You can see the many little discs So when you see that in a peridot, you know that it's a peridot. It's not a tourmaline. It's not. It can't be anything really else, especially if it's anywhere near this color range. So I am just enjoying looking at it. Oh, here you can see. Yep, here you can see they look like little jellyfish floating through the water. Let me see. Here they are, right in here. And while I've got that here, hold on. Let me just do this. This may be asking too much for my luck, but there we go. There's those jellyfish right there. If you could just focus on those. You see them? How neat is that? There we go. There you go. You're on them now. That's all they are. That small, but you will see every time you talk about inclusions and peridot together, you're going to see that word mentioned. Quite important. Price on this, it is a huge discount due to its rare size. These even included go for a great deal of money, especially the Burma peridots, and why I've collected it all this time. But I'm going to offer this again, well below the market value. So let's do this, and then do that. Make it $188. Only $188. So it's like $15 a carat, or I don't know, somewhere in there. But a incredible value for a large stone. Now, let me get to something really important. 125, 1225. 125, 1225. These, what I'm going to show you next, is something you have never seen. And I think maybe even the guys haven't seen it, even Latif. First, I'm going to start off, I have three. I have three of some of the rarest cut and amazing color briolets you have ever seen. Now, I have a price for each one individually. When I got these so long ago, they were on a magnificent piece of jewelry. And you'll see why in a minute. And so it would be really great if they stayed together as a set. So at the end of showing these three, I have a item number that includes the item numbers of all three at a discounted price if you want to buy them. Now, what I'm getting ready to show you, let's look at the first one, which is the largest of them. Item number 125, 1025. 125, 1025. This is one of the most outstanding pieces of not only genuine, true, real color in a rubilite, but the cut is out of this world, and like you have never seen it. I'm trying to get this balanced, but I'm just not going to be able to get this in the tweezers the way I want. One moment before I lose my patience. It is because of the shape. Let me show you. Look at this. This is the biggest of them. Look at that. That is a stunning clarity and rubilite. This is the real deal. Now, what you're seeing as far as those tubular inclusions, that is something you want to see that tells you it is a natural tourmaline. Natural tourmaline. And because those tubular inclusions don't have other colored material that even, let's just put it mildly, that even other tourmalines being sold as Paraiba tourmalines have these tubular inclusions have been discovered filled with a coloring agent, and GIA has reported on such. So it is buyer beware for that respect, because not many, there's no other gems that really have hollow tubular inclusions that extend to the surface. If you follow each one of these inclusions, and if they're long enough, they will actually come to the surface. And some are solid, some are hollow. Now, when they're hollow like that, if they're all together in a close formation, guess what you can cut? A cat's eye tourmaline. A cat's eye tourmaline. But of course, these are not like that. Now, this was a brilliant idea to cut them as a briolette with those inclusions, because they're not seen or noticed. Now look at, here is where it is drilled at the top. And if I turn this, you can see, let's see if I can keep my hands out of this. Look at that. Look at that color. This color, you can see right there. See the black right through the hole? There is the hole. And let me show you. A strawberry, yeah, absolutely. This is stunning material, stunning material. And I have it priced at an amazingly discounted opportunity. Amazing opportunity. This is a color of a true rubilite. Now, when you see this in person, let me do this. It is actually a much more red than what I'm seeing. Don't you agree, Chuck? So let me turn this off. There we go. Now, can you iris up? Yeah. And we'll get to the real color. Here we go. Oh, let's see. Now we're talking, let me try something here. Now we're getting to closer to the pure red. That is the color, what you're seeing right there. You have that fire engine red. That is more the color. Let me see, that washes it out. So this is absolutely in person, a beautiful red. You see those reflections coming out? That's the color that this piece actually is. Now, I'm going to put a price on this, and you know, at $100 a carat, that would make this super inexpensive. This type material, rubilite, goes for $300 a carat. In this cut, there's not another one like it. There's not another one to compare to. This is an outstanding gem that you could just run a wire through and create something very easy out of it. Now, just wait till you see all three before you make a choice. These, I know, go back to as far as the 80s. This is old stock material and phenomenal, just phenomenal. Now, let me see something here, because the color of these has everything to do with value. Fine quality rubilite is almost a thing of the past. True rubilite, and this is true rubilite, where you have very little pink material, and you have, it's just a nice pure red. And that is what you're looking at here, is a nice pure red. Price on this, you're going to, some of you are going to flip. I have it, look at that. Look at that color. I have this, yeah. Crazy. How about only $336? That's only $40 a carat. $336. Yeah, that's the color. That's the color. So let me just sit that right there for the moment. Now let me get to the next item. Let me show you. Item number 1259.25. 1259.25. Now, how this piece was made was these were flanked on either side. Now, I put a wire through this one so you could see it, and maybe so I could hold it better. Check this out. Check this jewel out. Look at that. So this was a slightly smaller piece, and it went alongside this one. Price on this one, let's see, hold on, yep. It is $12.59.25. Same price per carat. It's a smaller stone by way of dimensions and by way of weight, making it only $228. $228. And it is, now remember, it's dichroic. So depending on which way the briolette spins, it's going to be a different color. Rubilite has that effect. So you might get a pinkish look, you might get a reddish look, just depending on the way it's turned. But I tell you what, to get a briolette, you know how hard that is to cut that all the way around like that? Look at that gem. Oh, this one has the really super cool inclusion in it. I looked at it. Now, the best I can tell, I think it is a mica inclusion. You can see it there roughly, but I'll leave it up to all of you or to whoever gets the piece to have a little fun in looking at it with high magnification and figuring out what it is. Look at that color. Look at that color. That is, and look at the brilliance as that spins on that. I mean, that is a gem. I can honestly say I have never cut a briolette. That rhymes. Next item is item 1251-125. 1251-125. And this would have gone on the other side of the piece, being, pardon me? Okay, yeah, this one, only $228. Same price per carat, $40 a carat. Silly. Now, this is what is nuts. This next stone, item 1251-125, weighs exactly the same. And measures exactly the same. Now, talk about precision cutting. So this was made to go on the other side of the briolette, of the other larger one. And look at this. Look at that. That is the third one. Look at that color. That color, that is it. That is rubilite. Now, when you look up rubilite, they say, oh, rubilite can be pink, pinkish red, purplish pink. Bull. Rubilite is red, like the old Orofino material that I used to work with and work with the dealers that had that material. I haven't seen good Orofino rubilite in a decade. And these, being as old as they are, come as close as I have seen to something being a true rubilite. Whoever gets these, and if you see them in person, they are mind-blowing for color and the clarity. Yes, they have those tubular inclusions, but you're going to find that in majority. Remember, rubilite is a type 2/type 3 gemstone. In other words, inclusions are expected. Not in all tourmalines, but in rubilite in particular. This is another one, amazing gem. Now, let me see if I can line up kind of the three, because here, let's now put this next item number up, which is the, okay, price on this, same price, $228. Even Latif figured that out. He didn't have to ask. Here we go. I have next an item number that allows you to get all three at a discount, but you have to do it before someone buys one of them. So if you're interested in buying one, I'd prefer to sell all three together. I'm offering them inexpensive enough that would only make sense if I were you to get all three. And then you have the completed set, so to speak. And wow, that would be something certainly no one else has. Now, let me find the magic number. Do you have it? Okay, very first one. I'm going to my page, my book. You are, let's see. It's not the very first one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. It is item 125, 1225. 125, 1225. 125, 1225. Now, oops. I think I said that right. Let me make sure I typed it in right. Don't want to mess this up. 125, 1225. Do you have that one, Latif? Oh, I'm the one behind. Okay. Now, that is the opportunity for all three stones. So if you're talking to your sales rep, you can see that all those three numbers, all the other three stones, and they all begin with 482. Price for all three is already working really, really way below the price. So it's a discount. It's not a huge one, but it's certainly enough and worthy enough to let you get all three. It is 10% off, and the price is actually in the graphic itself. Go ahead. Yep, he doesn't want to do it. Latif, pull that price up. It is sale, and right in there, set of 3, sale. All three. You see, he's holding back. He's mumbling back over there. I have to tell him he's not going to put $714. $714. The regular price comes up, well, if you add 228 and 228 and 3, anyway, it's 10% off. It's 10% more than that. 10% off. Set of 3, $714, 19.85 carat total weight. You do the math. You figure out how inexpensive that is. This is a deal of a lifetime. It really is. These gems, remember I had some briolet faceted quartz. I don't know what you would call them. They were beautiful. I think Miss Gabby got one. I have not had any other beautiful briolet options until now with these. So I'm just trying to show you the 3 side by side because the 2 smaller ones match exactly in weight and in the dimensions. And these, it's like trying to corral some cats, I think. I'm just trying to show you know what? You know the size match. Look at the colors. Look at the colors. Here we go. Let me just show you the colors. That's what we're looking at. Not get them out of the white tray, get them against the hand. That is what you're seeing. You are seeing what look like magnificent rubies, like stunning, true to life tourmalines, rubilite tourmalines. There we go. That's the color. All 3 drilled all the way through, just so you can see right now. You see the white right there? As you look right through the hole, which was, there we go, right there. You can see the hole right through there. And then, the one with the wire has the hole, and I already showed you the hole with in that one as well. So I meant to bring you a piece of platinum wire I had that is small enough to go right through them. So it's real easy to be able to, they make wire, gauged wire that is certainly thin enough. There we go, right there. And you can see straight through there. All right. I have lots to do with very little time. I better get going. But those certainly were worth taking the opportunity to show everybody what amazing, amazing real rubilite looks like. Okay. Get in. If I were somebody like you and could swing it, just get all three. Get all three, because then you have the matching two with the large center one, and you have the bargain of a century. I'll never, ever, 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 ever have stones like that again, not only because of the shape, but because of the rarity and the quality of the rubilite. That is a price so below the market. And I have had them a long time. Item number 1250525, 1250 525. Let me show you something really neat. I have always loved this type of amethyst crystal, mostly coming from one deposit, not exactly sure, but the classic Brazilian location. Look at these, and what you have these are calcite crystals, actually. And then if you look closely, they are calcite crystals with little micro quartz crystals over the top of them. You see these? And they actually are grown, or let's say you can see it in the amethyst. So the amethyst grew around them, and these are the portions left out. Now, what is so cool? They fluoresce. A beautiful red fluorescent on these. So if you're a fluorescent collector, and Matt, by the way, let me hear from you, Matt. Let me know that you're out there. Matt was our big fluorescent collector. They fluoresce beautifully. Then look at this unusual indentation here, where I don't know what exactly happened, but you have calcite and then I think some quartz that formed in there. But again, this piece, search it for anhydros. There are irises throughout, looking for those. But look at these crystals. I love that. So they're internal. Some of them growing inside. Then you have, it looks like some red hematite down here. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I did not even see that. Okay, so write this down if you're interested, because I would have put it in the graphic, but I didn't. But I do know what that is. Okay, so the red is hematite. That is a beautiful, beautiful formation of goethite. Goethite, another iron oxide. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I love it. All right, so that's a wonderful, if you collect amethyst specimens or unique quartz specimens, this is one of them. And it's almost like a sidecar crystal coming off there. Okay, price on it, $48, only $48, a deal. Let me show you item number 1200, 324, 1200, 324. Look, what do we have here? What do we have? What do we have? And look at this. One amazing sphene, a sphene crystal. A little thumbnail. It has some mica on it and clinochlor. So those little inclusions, I don't know if that's in the graphic, but just remember clinochlor, write it down. Look at how well formed that is, and the termination for a sphene. So if you just do not have one of the magnificent, fabulous four coming out of that area, then this is one you can afford to get, because I priced it for only $21. Only $21. Add that to your collection. Let's look at this. Oh man, this is one to add to your collection. We have 12 51525. 12 51525. I don't know if I have ever offered an agate from this location. And let's see. Yep, we have 1251 525. Look at this. Now, if you go and stop when you get into Kentucky and stop at the visitor center, they actually have a display of something they're proud of, because it's not much further up I-75. If you're going north on I-75, you go through Tennessee, East Tennessee, you go right to the town I graduated from high school from. I'm going to start slinging into my southern slang. And then you're in Kentucky. They have beautiful Kentucky. South in an area, in a band known as Knobs region, where they find, look at this, beautiful Kentucky agate. And it's kind of very distinctive in some of its colors. This happens to have a unique pattern on it. And I have had these for at least a decade, or this particular piece for a decade. Look at this really neat pattern that this one particular specimen has, which I found, and probably why I still have it and kept it. So anyway, if you collect Kentucky agate, not Kentucky agate, if you collect agate, you have to have one from Kentucky. Price on this one, 57 carats, only $48. That's less than $1 a carat. I could not believe how expensive Kentucky agate is. Go look it up. Look it up. You will be shocked compared to other agate prices. That is a wowzer. Now, let me show you. I have to get this monster in. So let me take a moment break. I'll be right back. Ho-ho! We don't have much time left, but with the time that we had left, I had to show you the monster. This is the largest Celestine geode. This is absolutely a geode. It's not like a bug or a pocket. Let me show you. 2 hands. Look at these 2 hands. So this is obviously a cabinet, quality cabinet size specimen. Look at the size of the individual crystal. Look at my whole hand I can fit inside that. The clarity, like if we look at this, even one crystal right there. Look at that. Look at that. You know the size of the faceted stone I could get out of that one crystal? Not that you'd want to knock that out of there, but I'm just talking about in general. The clarity, Celestine isn't always that way. Now, if you hear Celestine, Celestite, well, old school is Celestite. The proper really word is Celestine, but that's one of those Specitine, Specitite, can be either one. These are amazing. This is from the most famous locality for Celestine in the world, and it is at the edge of a beach. Now, they've kept moving the deposit back as they mine for deeper into the beach, but it's still right along the edge, and there's not much else found there but Celestine, and boy, they have to really work hard in digging it out of this type of rock and material. Now, let me see. This is heavy. It's 28 pounds, but it is worth every penny of the pound. Let me show you. I think, what am I trying to show you? You can see some that it's coming out to the edge. Let me show you that. Okay, so, you know, I will include this stand with it, which I normally don't do, but it can sit wonderfully without a stand. It actually, you know how I like that displays. Well, I won't show that to you at this point, but look at how it comes down, and this outer stuff can scale off, so don't worry about that. How it even drops down into here, and then if we flip it over, let me do that. Let's give you another view. And look at that. Here is it displayed in the other direction. And look at that. Beautiful. But I think I like it better this way. So you will know that I've already gone through and decided that with that down in that corner, it looks better. But that's going to be your choice. That is stunning. Stunning. That is like in the entrance foyer or on top of the mantle of the fireplace. That is a piece that is going to be noticed. And wow. Now, Celestine is unusual. It's a strontium sulfate. Who would have think strontium? Who thinks about strontium? Strontium is used in fireworks, makes beautiful colors in fireworks. Price on this, you're not going to believe it. Yeah, I am going to offer this at an incredible discount. I know, Latif, I should. $778. Only $778. That piece in an auction would easily, because of its geode nature, because most of these come out not as a geode. Most Celestine pieces are flat or like half of a geode, kind of a curved vug. You've seen them. You saw that one carved as an egg. They do other things with it. Rarely do you ever get a true geode form. Then, when you do, it is seldom ever this size. And I actually thought that I had this, this was going to be a lot more. And I hope I have that priced right, because I think the TV might have been right on this one. I just might have priced that way below what I should have. Take advantage of that. It's too heavy for me to tote around. Let me have, I have 1 minute. In 1 minute, I can show you this next item. It is item number 123574. 123574. Check this out. This is beautiful, stunning. Look at this. Madagascar petrified wood. Look at how large this is. Look at how large. Do you have the info on this? Okay, let me show it to you. Look at this. And then let me show you the back. The back, they're both polished. Here's the info here. And Chuck, if you need to go, we'll wing it from here. I only want to show this and one other one. You can see that it's a conifer, so most of the trees back from this time period, 220 million years ago. There we go, you got the info. Perfect. This has borer trails, wood borer trails. So what those are, if you come out here, you can look at the edge where you get a wood borer, and then the silica and other material will fill in. So you have wood borers, and you can often find when they, if we come back away from the shot, let me show you. You have these amazing growth rings, which are positive. Yep, sure, you're right. Let me move my dumb light. Thank you. And then there would have been crystals in the middle, but this later filled in. Let me show you. As we come away from it a little bit, you can get an idea of just how impressive the size of this is. Look at the other side. So there is lots of things that to look at, to examine, to have fun and enjoy with. You can also see the bark. So the fossilization, or the process of it turning to agate, has been complete all the way to the edge, all the way to the border. Now, I am was told I can offer these at a sale price, and I am going to do that. I am going to offer these at a really amazing opportunity. Do you have the price in there, what these sold for before? Okay, so I'm just going to have to sit this right there for a moment, look at this piece as a whole, and let me tell you what, from the price I had this at before, I don't know. I don't know what I can do on this. I tell you what, I'm going to make this one only. Look at how the size of this. Golly. Yeah. Let me look. Why not? $398. $398. And what will be, let's see, $398. Whoops. There goes. That's what happens. Oh, whatever that was. Okay. Let me see. Did I have the one other? Yep. Here we go. Just to be fair, because it's only right if you had a chance to get in on both of them. This is the last item of the show. Item number 5824. 5824. And boom, let me show you. Here's the other. So if you wanted to do a stunning, magnificent display in your household where you want to jack it out, look at this. Look at the size. This is my hand. This is world class for size. Look at the crystals. Look at the crystals on the inside of this one. So this has a crystal center. It has the wood borer holes in it as well. Let's look at this other side. This other side is actually what would be considered the front side. I think it's polished a little bit higher. You have growth rings that you can see. You have the, let me look, because it's really neat when you see the wood borers and then their chamber. Often they'll have where they kind of hang out and do their little thing till they get to the next stage of life. But beautiful, beautiful formations in here. Crystalline formations, stunning growth, ring growth. And also all the way out to the edge. And you know what? So to keep the math simple, let's see. This one weighs 9.25 pounds. What can you see what the other one weighed there? Let's see. You can see the thickness of this. I can pull it up. What it weigh? Same thing. Okay. So that's easy. Let's keep it the same price. $398. Just a little what? Just a little smaller in weight? Yeah. Okay, make them the same price. Make them the same price. This one a little bit longer, the other one's a little bit thicker, weight a little different, but close enough in the game. $398 each. So $398, they are discounted. They're not ever going to be less than that. That is the bottom dollar price. And as we come back just a little bit further, you'll really get a feel for just how large these are. Look at that. So that was the first. Here's the second. Your choice. Get them both. That would make a magnificent, one-of-a-kind display. And they're all earth tones. So Mother Nature doing its thing, coming through with some absolutely stunning pieces. So let me move those away, and I'll be right back with the trivia. It's that time. It's trivia time. I was just flipping through some items with Latif and said, wow, I found a bunch of items that I had prepared for the live show back on 12/12. I'll never forget that date. January, February. Yeah, that's like two months ago. So neat stuff to be seen coming up. There's so much cool stuff I have to show you. I just don't know where to start. But you know what? Where we're going to start is we don't have questions today for trivia. No, I am doing another What Am I? Back by demand for all of you. So let's take a look at the items. So we'll start and go from left to right as we do. And maybe my light's too much. Okay, so here we have it. I got to make sure I don't say. So what I want to see from you now, some of these will be available to purchase if you so desire. Let me know. Now, on this particular specimen, you can name the primary mineral, which are the little brownish orange crystals. Then you can name what they are growing on, the bladed crystals. So really those two almost go together with this particular specimen. So that's what we're looking for. Extra credit on this one in case, like, let's say there's a tie or something to that effect. That's where the extra credit answers come in, is what is the white botryoidal formations along here? Okay, so 3 different minerals, 1 extra credit, but if nothing else, just tell me what the orangish brown mineral is. Let me know. Now, this one is tricky. And I don't know if I should give you a hint, but let me tell you this much. I, some time ago, No, I shouldn't tell you that. But I offered these and explained these and told all of you what exactly was occurring here. So, what I want to hear is, what is the mineral now? So basically, it's a pseudomorph, okay? So it's a pseudomorph. So this is why this is a special what am I? We're getting a little bit deeper. You guys are really wise. So I want to know what it pseudomorphed. In other words, what was it before it was replaced by what it is now? And I'm turning this in the directions so you can see any particular helpful patterns that may give you a clue as to what it was. And then let me know what it is now. Okay, then look at this. Look at this one. So this is number 3. And as I turn this one around, you need to pay attention. Yep, I got it right here. Ah, that's perfect. Let's just turn this a little bit so you can see. Let me get a pair of tweezers and give you a good look at any optical situations you might see in this very well-known mineral. So you can tell me the mineral or the gem, and this is regarded as a very popular gem, but not as you might think in the form that it is. Any more than that, and I'll give away the clue. I'll give it away. But yeah, but this is something that there's enough information in what I am showing you to discern what it is. And by me turning it around and spinning it like that, that should give you a clue in helping you figure out what am I. This next one, this is also for sale. It is extremely rare. It is, of course, etched. And in the form it is, very collectible, very desirable. And I'll just be fair and put it against a white background so you can see, look at that glint reflecting the actual crystal angle. You can see that the plane that all of them are on, the same plane reflecting at the same time. All right, then I put 4 of these out to give you plenty of opportunity. If one didn't look familiar, maybe one of the others might. But this is the way this material is found. It's never very well crystallized. I am probably have more of this material than certainly anyone I know, maybe anyone in the Southeast or beyond. And I'm thinking I'm going to tumble a bunch of it. Yep. That's what I'm going to do, and see how it comes out. So what am I there now? What am I in this piece? Look at that color. look at that color. And that's got some other minerals associated with it as well. Quite attractive. Okay, and then take a look at this. This piece, this is common in the Southeast, and there is a particular name given to this type of composition of so what is the name given to this form? And just to make sure you don't use a one-word answer, don't use a one-word answer. So I'm not going to give any clues, but this shiny stuff, you just can't say it's, you have to say what the entire piece is considered. And the last item, I would be amazed if no one gets it, but that's okay too. Maybe you aren't that familiar with it. This crystal. This crystal was actually one of a parcel of 3 I offered for sale, and it didn't sell. It didn't sell. This one huge piece alone out of the parcel is worth well beyond what I was asking for the entire parcel. Okay, that's it. So that right there, that one angle should be enough to give you all the information you need as to what that is, if you have watched the show long enough to discern it. Okay, there we go. There we have it. One last spin. As you see, coming around, there they are. All right. And with that, I bid you adieu. So, I didn't get to the animals, and I apologize for that. I didn't get to the animals. I meant to show you more because I have many other kinds. So just keep sticking by me with that. But I thought it was real important that I finally get to those major pieces in the back. One left, though, to do, and that is that double trilobite. It's heavy, but it is a true showpiece. Very hard to find something like that anymore, and it adorned our entranceway for quite some time. It makes quite the statement. So I'm willing to let someone else enjoy it now. So yeah, look forward to that as time progresses and as we have time. Okay, do another What Am I? Let's see how everybody did really well in the last one. No need to opt out if you've already won recently. I want everyone to participate. Now, if you don't get any right, it's fine. It's just meant to be something fun, encouraging, and allow you to use the knowledge that you have to try to figure out what something is. Because believe me, as a rockhound, you will be asked your entire life what something is by others that don't know what anything is. So if you have any knowledge, even the knowledge that feldspar is the most common mineral in the Earth's crust versus quartz, that most people think it's quartz, which is number 2, then, hey, that's more than 99% of people's knowledge about rocks and minerals. So, some of the main things I could say to learn first is the Mohs scale. It is primitive, it is, but it's necessary to learn. In other words, by primitive, I mean the hardness of ruby and sapphire on a number 9 versus the hardness of diamond, number 10. Diamond is actually 4 times harder than the number 9. So It's not a perfect scale, but it gives you some relative idea of the different hardnesses. That's important to know. The other thing to know just overall in general, because it makes for great conversations to open people up in talking about gems and minerals, and that is the original birthstone for each month. That is important because you can always like ask a little boy, ask it all, what month were you born in? You don't have to ask the day. People don't like to tell you that. And with that, then you can say, oh, your birthstone's aquamarine. Have you ever seen, and open up conversations about rocks and minerals. Anyway, the more we can spread the love, the better off we will all be in understanding Mother Nature. And the key to our existence is exactly that, understanding Mother Nature. And with that, I thank you all for your continued support. I know this show comes across as a very educational show, but it is really important that those of you out there that enjoy this show, if you can make an occasional purchase, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. And for all of you who have supported me beyond even just the small purchase, yeah, lots of love there. So my love and gratitude to all of you. And I know by the time you get this, it'll be late, but ladies, happy Valentine's Day. And sorry I didn't wish it to you last weekend. I didn't realize I would actually miss it by the time the show posted. So hopefully we won't get a helium-induced Shawn's voice, and it'll all come out just as it is supposed to. And hopefully, as the clock still keeps ticking, I will be able to get that tooth and the tractor. They both start with a T. Tractor is T-R, tooth is T-O. No, I don't like it figured that way, which comes from tractor. God bless all of you, and I'll see you next Monday. Cheers.